He doesn't believe in Hebrew though. He believes our original language is English.
That's fine. Wait, that's ridiculous.
Exactly.
Really?
That's what we started with before you got here. He doesn't believe in no English. That's why I
Hold
went to
on,
Isaiah 19.
hold on, let's go with that. You say that's ridiculous, right?
Oh.
Yeah, that's what I said.
But hold up. So you say we go back to white people to get interpretations of words, right? Namely the Hebrew. Now you say Moses spoke this language. That's what you believe. This language is English. Where does English come from? England. Who are the English? Hello?
So you.
So y'all gave me something today. I have to work on me. But I'm not lost anymore.
We came from roaches on the floor, a notice on the door, baking soda in the jar, but now we focus on the law. It's like soap up in a cloth, the way it's soaking and it wash. It's something like good dope, cause it's potent and it's raw.
I used to post up out of store, work stashed behind the door. Everything I had was pure, so fiends was coming back for more. The Most High opened my eyes, and then I seen that I was flawed. Now I'm addicted to these laws because they potent and they raw. I was in and out of jail, cause in the streets, yeah, I was lost. Trying to be like all the hustlers, they don't tell you it's a cause.
Shalom, family. First and foremost, I have to give all praises, all glory, and all honor unto the Most High God, Yahweh. Of course, I do so in the name of His only begotten Son, Yahushai, who the world ignorantly calls Jesus Christ. It's your brother Ariala of Sicarii, and I am excited to present to you, the nation of Israel, the official Hebrew Israelite Bible. Now, this has been the culmination of 4 long years of hard work, and it is available for purchase at HIBofficialzion.com. Get yours today.
One moment. Gone. Yeah, we gonna have this dialogue with the brother. Just prove the New Testament. That's his standpoint. Obviously, we're believers in the New Testament. So like, close this door. Anyways, first and foremost, want to call hello Yahweh, Bashir Mashak Yahushai. All praise to the Most High, Heavenly Father. Name is only begotten Son. Like I said, we'll have this debate with the brother. Bo, you don't want to show your camera, brother?
Hold on. Give me a minute, brother. Give me 1 minute.
Like I said, I'm pretty sure more people filtering as we go. Father Rob, you want to tell us how this thing got introduced and set up?
You said you want me to introduce him?
Yeah, how did dialogue got set up?
Yeah, so bro had hit my phone because he was talking to a soldier in a comment section, and then I tried to figure out what exactly bro believed in. I found his YouTube. And
Yeah, I'm Old Testament only, brother.
Yeah, of course.
Yeah, we know that. We know that.
So the brother's OT only. He doesn't subscribe to a lot of things. He says he stays inside of scripture, which I'm sure he'll expound on it. But that is really how it got brought up. There are a lot of topics we can talk about with the OT only, but he wanted to take the route of just disproving the New Testament, right? So that's what got us here on this Friday. Either proving the New Testament or disproving the New Testament, right? And that's why the live debate is set up, so that we can figure out which is true.
Yes, sir. All right, Bo, you want to introduce yourself and your viewpoint?
Yeah. The reason my viewpoint is, brother, if we debate in scripture, we stay inside scripture. So therefore, I don't leave out the Bible. I stay inside the 66 books. So I'm King James. I'm not only OT only, I'm King James only. And I don't believe in no ancient languages at all. I don't subscribe to none of those.
Interesting. I mean, yeah, I watched like a few I didn't say a few videos, but one video that was, kind of surprising that you said the English language is our language. I'm not sure why you would say that. Obviously, it's our modern tongue,
Yeah,
but what's that?
right. That's my belief that this language that we call English is our language. And that belief is supported by scripture because there is no chapter and verse that ever prophesied that we would lose our language. And no captivity that we ever went into did we lose our language before. So I don't subscribe to that. In fact, I have a question that I ask, right? Anybody who subscribes to that language, right? The first reason to believe in that is because white people taught it to us. So therefore, what's the second reason? And I never heard a second reason
You talking
yet.
about
The
English?
second reason sounds something like this. Look, the second reason I'm saying the question is, right? Why would we believe that the ancient Israelites spoke that so-called biblical Hebrew? And I say there's only one reason to believe it. That's because this is what they taught us, right? And I never heard a second reason yet. And the second reasons sound like this. We have artifacts. That's what they told us. We found this. That's what they told us. We found that. That's what they told us. So the only reason we have to believe in that so-called biblical Hebrew or any of those so-called ancient languages that the white man supposedly translated is because they said it. So if you have a second reason, I take that right now.
Well, here's my question based off of that ideology. Was English always the Israelites' language?
Possibly.
What do you mean possibly? You just said there's no biblical context saying that our language would change. So how does that work? We know for a fact the Bible is translated, sir. Bo, we know for a fact the Bible is a translation. The King James Version is a translation, correct? Is that correct, sir?
No, that's not correct. The King James Bible is not a translation. That's what they taught us. So,
sir.
They taught us
This
it's a translation. And let me say this, right? What was you was just saying something about what I just said, but I think you misquoted me. What was it you was just saying?
about what?
Oh, as far as the original language, right?
Well,
I
no,
didn't
you
say
referenced.
that the
You said
Bible.
that the Bible doesn't give prophecy or it doesn't describe Israelites losing their language. And I'm saying,
That's
was
correct.
English always our language? You said possibly, meaning that you don't know for sure.
Right.
So then I went to,
Of
okay,
course not.
was the King James Bible that you subscribe to, the 66 books, translated? You said no.
That's
How
correct.
does it make sense? Sir, we
It
know
doesn't
for
make sense to you. It makes perfect sense to me.
Sir, what
Sir,
language
you know
were
what
the
I'm saying?
Israelites
It makes
speaking
sense to
3,000
me,
years
brother.
ago? What language was the Israelites speaking
I
3,000 years
wasn't
ago?
around. All right. I was not around 3,000 years ago. So when I answer that question, that's going to be based on what? My belief. Just like if you answer that question, it'll be based on what? Your belief. My belief is
No,
based on scripture. What is your
facts.
belief based on?
Facts. So you don't
Facts
believe
of
in
what? What's a fact?
archaeology, you don't believe in
Of
manuscripts,
course
right?
not. Of course not. Of course not. Why would I
So
believe
how
in that?
did how
Give
did
me
how
a
did the King
second
James come
reason.
about? Sir, how did the King James
Give
come
me a
about?
second reason. Let me ask you a
No, no,
question. Give
no.
me a second reason to
Your line of
believe in
reasoning is
archaeology
not,
or artifacts.
sir. Your line of reasoning is not logical, sir. That's just flat out. It
It's
just
not
doesn't make
logical
sense.
based on what?
You just sir.
Based on what though?
I just asked you. I just asked you. Is English English the Israelites' language? You said possibly, meaning you don't know for certain. And now you're trying to make it seem like the Bible doesn't say we're going to
What I
speak another
said
language.
possibly to, let me talk. What I said possibly to was you
Well, you
said
just
that
cut me
they
off,
speak
sir.
it
You just cut me
3,000
off,
years
sir.
ago.
What's that?
I'm correcting you. You misquoting me. You misquoting me. I'm telling you possibly when you said did they speak this language 3,000 years ago. So let's
Well, no,
not
that was a
mix the
separate
questions
question.
and
That
answers
was a
up.
separate question. That was a separate question. That was a
I
separate
already
question.
said I believe this is the language of the Jews. I said that already. I believe this is the language of the Jews. When you go back 3,000 years, neither one of us was there 3,000 years ago.
Okay.
You understand?
All right, not a problem.
So
not a problem.
we do know, right? We do know that languages can change over time, but the story of us coming over here and losing our language is not biblical. There's no prophecy that says that nowhere in no Bible. Not a Hebrew Bible, not a no Bible says that. So that's not a biblical thing. That's something that we've been taught outside of the Bible. So when you say it was
Okay.
King James, where did the King James Bible came from? It came
Yeah.
from King James. That's where it came from.
Okay.
Now the question got to be, who is King James? So is
Well,
King
no,
James a white king of England?
That's not the
And if
proper
he
question.
is,
That's not the proper question. The
what's
proper
the proper
question
question?
is, where did King James get
What
the
is it?
Bible from? Where did he get the
Is
Bible
that the
from? How did it
question?
come about? Yeah, how did the King James Bible come about?
Are you familiar? All right, let me answer you. All right. You do realize that the Holy Bible is Israelite doctrine, correct?
That's not what I want to know, bro. How did the King James Bible come
I'm
about?
asking you a question.
Sir,
I'm asking you a question.
sir,
We get for the answer. You don't want to answer that
sir,
question?
sir, you just asked me something irrelevant, sir. You said the King James Bible is what you
No, I did not
subscribe
ask
to.
you something
How did
relevant.
King James come up with the Bible? Did he make it up? Did he just copy it from another English
Listen.
translation? Or did he get Hebrew scholars to translate the Hebrew?
Right. Now listen. First of all, I don't believe in Hebrew. There's no Old
That's not what
Testament
I
verse
asked
in
you.
the Bible that
I asked
mentions
you,
a Hebrew language. I'm
are you
answering you,
sure?
brother.
Are you sure?
Brother, are we having a hostile conversation?
Are
Brother,
you sure?
are we having a hostile conversation based on
Yeah,
us not agreeing
bro,
on
bro,
something? Is that what's happening?
bro, when you
Because
put your
I'm trying
mic,
to answer you, but you sound
I
like
get
you're
you.
getting hostile.
I'm gonna slow down real quick, bro. When you put your mic to your mouth, bro, it makes it choppy to where we can't properly understand you.
Gotcha.
Right. So the
All
brother,
right. Good looking. Appreciate that.
of course, bro, of course. So he's asking you, where did King James get the Bible from? Did he make it up himself?
Okay, so now let me answer you. Let me answer you how I answer you though. Now,
Mhm.
what I said was, we do know and understand that the Bible is Israelite doctrine. Come on, brother, you don't have to shake your head and all that. We having an intellectual conversation. We don't have to be hostile.
That's
This is
fine,
what
bro.
Nobody's
happens when I
asking
get
you,
on here and talk to y'all guys. Chill
But,
out,
but,
sir.
man. Let's just chill
Sir,
out.
the
Let's have a
emotions and
conversation.
all that
What's up?
rhetoric is just irrelevant, sir. We're grown men, sir.
Okay,
Nobody's
brother.
emotional
All
with
right.
you.
All right. Thank
Sir,
you.
you're
Thank you.
emotional, sir.
Let me answer the question. Let me
please,
answer.
please.
Excuse me.
No, I'm just saying, can you please answer the question?
Yeah, so we do know and understand that the Holy Bible is Israelite doctrine. It's Israelite writings. It's for Israelites. It's to Israelites. It's by Israelites. We do know and understand that, right? So
Yes, it's for
therefore,
us.
what
Yes,
kind of king would write a version? Excuse me.
no, I'm saying
What
I
kind of
was
king
agreeing
would
with you.
write a
It's
version?
for us.
Right. So what kind of king would write a version of Israelite doctrine, except an Israelite king? So therefore, my belief is that King James is an Israelite king. And anybody that believes he was a king of England needs to know that white people already had their own belief systems. So they didn't need to conquer a people and take their belief system. That's unheard of. When you conquer a people, you don't adapt their religion. You impose your religion on them. And
But what
Israel
he's
was never
asking you
known for
is,
exporting our beliefs.
he's asking you, where did he get the scriptures from? Did he write it himself? Did it start at King James, or was it already there before King James?
The book of the law came way before King James, but we do know and understand
Okay,
that
so
every king over Israel, let me answer. Every king over Israel was responsible to write his own copy of the book of the law from the writings that was before the Levites, the priests. We do know that, right?
We're
That's a
talking about the
law.
entire
So
Bible,
every
sir.
king that was
yeah, we're
We're talking
talking
about
about
the
the whole
entire
scripture.
Bible,
okay. I'm
not
talking
just
about
the
the
book of the law.
entire
We know
Bible
what the
too,
law
sir.
says.
That's what I'm talking about.
No. I'm talking about, you said 66 books that you subscribe to. So where did King James get the 66 books from?
I subscribe to 39 books, but King
Great.
James
Great. Where
wrote
did
his
King James get
copy of
39
the
books
book.
from?
That's my belief.
Wait,
From the
but bro,
writings
Sir,
that was
sir,
before
this
him.
is
That's where every king before him got their copies from.
huh?
I don't understand what you're not understanding.
Hold on, what did you say? What did you just say?
I don't know what you're not understanding.
No, I didn't hear you. You said every king got what from what?
Do you know the law about what happens when a king? Can you hear me? Y'all can hear me?
You have a delay. I'm not gonna hold you.
My mic is good.
You're delayed a little bit, so that's why we keep interrupting each other, because you're delayed a little bit.
All right. So look, there's a law in Deuteronomy that says every king had to write his own copy of the book of the law. We do understand that, right? We're in agreement on that?
Yes, we agree. We're talking about 39 books, though.
Okay,
all 39 books aren't the law.
We don't know how many books they had. We could speculate that, but we don't know. We don't know if they had. We don't know if they had other books added over time that was idolatry, because we know that the Israelites was known for idolatry. So we don't know what they had over time.
Bo.
We know that they went into captivity. That's what we know.
Bo.
Yeah.
Let me ask this one last time, because you haven't answered it yet. And I think you tried to answer it right before this statement. I missed it, and I tried to get you to reiterate it. You said every Israelite king got it from somewhere else. Where did they get? Who was the king before King James that had the Bible in English?
All right, my belief, right, is that Moses and all those people was speaking this language, which we mistakenly call English. I believe that the book that we have called the King James Bible is written in this language originally, not translated from ancient languages. That's a story that white people taught us. So we need to be able to distinguish from stories that they told us and things we know for a fact.
Wait a minute.
How do you know that
for a fact? How do you know that for a fact?
King James Bible.
How do you know that for a fact?
Say that again.
How do you know that for a fact?
How do I know what for a fact?
You said that Moses.
How do I know what
Moses was speaking English? Did you say that?
Yeah, but
where you rewind this, right? Listen closely. All right, listen to me closely. If you rewind it, right, what you'll hear me say clearly. I'll wait till you finish laughing, brother. I'll wait till you finish.
Go ahead, man.
All right,
Go ahead.
So
crazy.
You finished? All right, cool.
Finished.
I'll wait till you finish. All right, cool. Let it all out, brother. Let it all out.
Bo. We just want to know where you getting this
check me out. Understand what I'm saying? When I said Moses, I said, I believe that this language, so on and so forth. So when I say I believe this, what does that mean to you? That means that's my belief.
Right.
You see what I'm saying to you? Mm-hmm. You're saying, prove it to you. No, I'm not going to prove it to you. It's impossible to prove something that happened 3,000 years ago.
That's
impossible.
That's
white man make you think that it's not, because you brainwashed by fake history and archaeology, but that's impossible.
But Bo, what you're doing is
you don't know what happened 3,000 years ago. That's a mystery.
You're saying that you can't prove your point, but you're on here to disprove the New Testament. You're here to prove something, but you can't prove that the original language was English.
Yeah, let me pull the Bible verse.
And neither one of y'all prove. Neither one of y'all can prove that the original language was not this language that we speaking. So let's make that clear too. So we both can't prove.
Okay.
I got our
point.
I'm gonna cut you.
So let's make that clear.
Okay. Yeah, I'm gonna cut you real quick. Don't worry about it.
And what I came here to do, as far as the New Testament, is to prove that it contradicts the Old Testament, and that it's false doctrine and statutes and judgments by which we shouldn't live. That's what the New Testament is. It's idolatry, brother. There's no other God formed before him, and there's no God formed after him.
You believe that?
So therefore, yes, idolatry is Christianity. The New Testament is Christian doctrine.
Sir, no, that's your thought process. Let me pull this up real quick. Let me pull this Bible up, or this verse about the prophecy. Welcome, my good brother Yajidiah. Let me share my screen just 1 second, sir, and I'm gonna go to the Bible prophecy, and let's just see how you feel about the Bible, because this is your area of expertise, the Old Testament, right? That's your area of expertise.
Right, exactly.
Let's see. Hold on. Oh, my bad. I'm in the wrong tab. Here we go. Let me share this because this is a prophecy. I want to see how you feel about this real quick because you said English is our language and nobody has a Bible verse to say otherwise. So let's just read this real quick. Isaiah 19,
brother. What verse is that?
This is Isaiah 19 and 18. Let me see if I can scroll up. Let me see what it says.
Right.
Yeah, let me start. Isaiah 19 and 18. In that day shall 5 cities in the land of Egypt speak the language of Canaan. What's the language of Canaan, sir?
The language of Canaan is obviously a language they were speaking in the land of Canaan. What does that have to do with what we're talking about?
What language is it, though?
You could speculate. You tell me. Like we could throw any language. I could tell you it's possible. It's definitely possible.
The language of Canaan is English? Sir, we can't be this foolish, sir.
I said it's possible. I said it's possible. Yo, don't disrespect me, brother, because I ain't disrespect you. Yo, brother, hold on, brother, hold on. Let's not call each other fools, all right, brother? Let's say we disagree. Because don't disrespect me, I won't disrespect you, brother.
I'm going to call a spade, but I will refrain from insulting you, sir. It's not a problem.
All right, so disrespect me and I disrespect you too then. That's
I'm
all.
not emotional, sir. We're not emotional.
Have an intellectual conversation.
And your mic is still terrible.
Listen to me, brother. All that.
Yeah,
but
when
all
you
that talking about foolish this and foolish that. That's
the Bible. Let's not call foolish, and I'm just going off the Bible, sir. I believe that's a foolish statement.
So call me. So what you calling me?
That is absurd,
brother. So what you calling me? Hold on. So if you want to call me something, just call it. Just call me.
I just said it, sir. I just said it. Let's just go back to the Bible. Let's go back to the Bible. Sir, like
I'm saying, if you want to call me something, let it all out. Let's get it out right now. You want to call me on my name? Do that. If you're not doing that, let's have a conversation.
Let me read the Bible, sir.
Say that again.
This is crazy.
You called me what? Hold on. You called me what?
Sir.
What did you call me?
New York niggas is emotional as hell, bro. What is happening right now? This is crazy, bro.
I'm getting on here trying
to have read the Bible.
Conversation. You the one that's.
Can I read the Old Testament that you?
I didn't call you out your name not one time, Brasses. I ain't call you out your name one time.
We're not emotional up here, bro. You're emotional.
I ain't call you out your name.
Get the emotions out, sir.
Well, watch your mouth then. So if you're not emotional, then watch your mouth then.
Sir,
just watch your mouth. That's all.
That's all you gotta do.
That shouldn't be hard, right?
It's not hard.
So
it's not hard to not be emotional either as grown men.
So we can get it out the way.
Can I read the Bible, sir?
Call me a spade.
Can I read the Bible?
Call me a spade. Call a spade a spade. Call me a spade.
I called you foolish twice.
Come on here for this. I came here to talk about the Bible.
Sure. Let's keep it pushing.
Clown right now.
All right, you disrespecting me.
Don't be a clown. Let's have a real conversation.
Okay, then can you stop talking?
Cool, man. Be cool, man.
Can you stop talking? Can you stop talking now so I can read the Bible?
Relax,
can I read the Bible?
Brother.
Sir,
I can stop talking, but relax. All right, relax then.
This dude. I had to mute his idiot ass. Like, golly, he just talking because he knows he sounds dumb as hell. This nigga said the language of Canaan is English.
Your mother's an idiot. Your mother's a idiot.
All right, sir. All right, sir.
Your mother's an idiot.
Get back to the Bible.
Your mother's an idiot.
All right, all right. No problem, sir. No problem, sir.
Let's go back. Okay, bro, I got you, but you gotta stop, dude. You gotta stop.
Tell your man watch his mouth. Watch your mouth.
Okay, we're gonna move forward, bro.
He just can't stop talking. He just can't stop talking. I'm trying to read the Bible. We're in idolatry. We'll get there in a second. It's not a problem. Let's just go back to the Bible. He said the language of Canaan was English. That's heard of. But let's just keep reading. And swear to the Lord of hosts, one shall be called the city of destruction. In that day shall there be an altar to the Lord in the midst of the land of Egypt, and a pillar at the border thereof to the Lord. Where is the altar of the Lord going to be in Egypt? Is that a future prophecy, Bo?
What does that have to do with the language, though? You didn't bring up the language at all. I don't even know what this verse is for. What you proving with this verse? We was talking about language, right?
Yeah, and I asked you what's the language of Canaan. Sir, I asked you what the language of Canaan was.
And I told you English. Possibly this English. Language. That's what I said. What I said was it was possibly this language. Don't put words in my mouth.
Okay,
that's what I said, man. I said it's possibly this language.
Let's just do a quick Google search. Let me just see what it says in Google. Is English
That's
the same
exactly. Do a Google search
as
because you can't find
Canaan?
a Bible verse.
Sir,
Find a
you
Bible
just said,
verse. Why you
sir,
going to
you just
Google?
said
Go to
the
the
language of
Bible.
Canaan is English, sir. That is that.
I said it's
Anyway,
possibly the language we're speaking
all
right
right.
now. That's what I said.
Let's just move on. Let's just move on. This is crazy. Yaya Daya, Charlotte, brother, my good brother from Dallas, Texas. Any words you want to say? And we can move to the dialogue.
No, not right now.
What's that
No.
say? Tazara.
What's the
Let's
word,
just
man?
get to his well, I guess I don't know.
Yes, we can move forward.
It's just so crazy what just happened, but not a problem. Let's just get to your gripe with the New Testament. Let's just go there, and this is where the debate's going to start officially, I guess, about what we disagree on. Go ahead, Bo. Go to your New Testament questions
You asking
and
me?
give us your take and why you feel that way in the verses, and we can respond accordingly. And we'll ask you some questions about the Old Testament as well. But go ahead.
Okay. So first of all, right? First of all, where was we instructed to pray in somebody else's name? Throughout any of the Old Testament books, throughout any of the prophets, where was we instructed to do that? Where was this mysterious person going to come that we was going to have to pray to in order to get salvation, or that we had to believe in and all that for salvation? Where's that? Can you hear me?
I can
And
definitely
they're
hear
like
you.
3 different questions.
Yeah, that's about 3 different questions. But you said, first of all, we don't believe we have to
What's the 3
pray.
questions?
You asked, where does it say in the Old Testament we have to pray to somebody or believe in somebody? And then what was this third one? That's like 2 different questions right there.
Pray in their name, believe in somebody, and believe somebody would die. I believe somebody died for you.
Where the New Testament says that at? You want me to go to the verse?
No, we're
Well,
trying to answer.
sir, we're trying to clarify your question, sir.
My question
You want
is,
to know
where was
where
we
the Old Testament
instructed?
says where we have to believe in somebody, or where we have to pray to somebody?
Where we have to believe in this man in order to get salvation. Where does it say that? Where was we instructed on that? Or is that something new that happened after the Old Testament?
No, it's a prophecy, sir. It's all throughout the
What
Old
prophecy
Testament.
is that?
I'm gonna pull it up.
All right, let's go to them.
Yeah, I'm gonna pull it up on the screen, and we'll just start here, and then I'll bring out this verse first, Deuteronomy 18, and then I'm gonna go to another verse after this. Let me see if I can see. Can everybody see the screen?
Go.
I believe Lando is, I'm assuming, on your team, Bo. I'm not sure. You know Lando Calrissian?
From Star Wars.
I mean, hey, I don't mind the reference. I'm a Star Wars.
Man, that's hilarious.
But, Bo, can you hear me?
Yeah.
Okay, let me start here. Deuteronomy 18:18. I will raise them up a prophet from among their brethren, like unto thee, and will put my words in his mouth, and he shall speak unto them all that I shall command him. And it shall come to pass that whosoever will not hearken unto my words, which he shall speak in my name, I will require it of him. But the prophet which shall presume to speak a word in my name, which I have not commanded him to speak, or that shall speak in the name of other gods, even that prophet shall die. So that's where we are told to believe in who the world is called Jesus Christ, what he says, what he teaches. And that's just one answer. Do you have a rebuttal, or do you agree with the text?
So you saying that that prophet that he was talking about was not Joshua that came right after that?
Absolutely not.
How is that not Joshua? How does that stretch all the way to Jesus? Like, what's the like we need a criteria to say what Jesus is in the Old Testament. We can't just pull a random verse out and say this is Jesus. That's
I
what you
agree.
just did.
I agree. I agree
He
with
said,
that
"I'll
wholeheartedly.
raise a prophet up among you."
Yeah, I agree with that wholeheartedly. We can't just say it. We can't just make up stuff. But let's just go to Deuteronomy 34. Can you see the screen? Let's just read it. Deuteronomy 34:9. And Joshua the son of Nun was full of the spirit of wisdom, for Moses had laid his hands upon him, and the children of Israel hearkened unto him, and did as the Lord commanded Moses. And there arose not a prophet since in Israel like unto Moses, whom the Lord knew face to face. So Joshua clearly is not the prophet like unto Moses right here in the same book. What say you?
This man might need a lifeline. Might need to get Lando.
Lando the band.
Bo, can you hear me, sir? Are you?
Yeah, one second. Hold on.
Also,
Okay.
Bo, you don't have to put your mouth right up next to the mic. Just back up a little bit. We can still hear you, but you kind of distort it when you put your mouth like right up on it.
All right, I'm back. Y'all can hear me?
Yes, sir. Do you need the
All right,
question
so
reiterated, or
you saying
I know you can
this
see the verse on the screen. We just want to know. Well, let me just read the particular verse that says what it says. Verse Deuteronomy 34:10. And there arose not a prophet since in Israel like unto Moses, whom the Lord knew face to face. And it's talking about Joshua in the verse before that. So Joshua is not the prophet that the Most High spoke to face. Do you agree with the text?
where did the prophecy say he was going to speak to him face to face though? That prophecy never said that.
It did though.
Okay.
It did though.
No. Go back to
it. Said a prophet like unto Moses, correct?
Right.
Did the Lord speak to Moses face to
right,
face?
Yeah, let's just go back.
That's like saying if Moses was 6 feet tall, then the prophet had to be 6 feet tall too. It didn't have to be exactly like Moses. Moses might be a prophet that had his word in him like Moses.
But
I'm saying, how is Joshua not that prophet?
Okay, let's
came right after Moses.
But let's run it back real quick, right? So you talked about the criteria of how this fits Jesus. We just read to you in Deuteronomy 28, Deuteronomy 18:18, where it talks about a prophet like unto Moses. Then we read this verse verbatim right here in Deuteronomy. Was that 30? Was that 34?
34, 9 and 10.
34. And it said that there arose not a prophet like unto Moses. And then it qualified that by saying who knew the Lord face to face. So it can't possibly be Joshua, even in the same book.
It's definitely Joshua. No matter how you look at it, this is the prophet that he actually rose up next and fit this exact criteria that's prophesied.
Then why did it say that? Why did it say that in Deuteronomy 34 then?
Let's just go back there.
Because it said Joshua was right there.
Because God speak to Joshua. Because he didn't speak to Joshua face to face the same way he spoke to Moses, but he was also a prophet with God's words in him. That was the prophecy. He was going to raise up.
Then how is he like Moses then?
Because he's another prophet with God's words in him.
But he didn't do the same. He didn't know the Lord face to face though. That's not the same.
But he was still a prophet who had God's words in him. That was the prophecy. If you read the text, it's saying exactly that. It's saying the prophet that had his words. What is it saying? Does it say he spoke to them face to face? Show me that part.
Okay, when
we're just making our own.
What does that mean?
What does what mean?
Where it says a prophet like unto thee, what does that mean?
That means a prophet like Moses. That's all that means. A prophet like you, like unto thee means like you. It's simple.
So just holding a lot of a prophet.
What?
So just hold it. So basically, you like.
So every prophet in the Bible is like Moses then. Every prophet in the Bible that wrote
The
prophecy is
prophets
like
with
Moses.
God's word. No, the
I'm sorry?
prophets that had God's words in them, like prophesied in that verse, is like Moses. Can y'all hear me?
I can hear you now. Yes, but let's hold on. This
But what's the
we got to get more specific here because he's playing a game. He's playing a game, bro.
I mean, he is because you talked about criteria.
I don't play games.
So Moses led
games.
the children of Israel out of Egypt using the Lord, and you're telling me Joshua, like you talk about all the mysterious events that happened around Moses. Every prophet is just like that.
Was there a time where Joshua, where the sea split before Joshua in the Old Testament?
Brother, I
In the
asked
book
you a
of
yes or
Joshua,
no
did that
question.
happen?
Like I asked you a yes or no
What's
question.
your question?
Like
Ask it
all
again,
the
brother.
things,
What's that?
all the things that happened to Moses, right? You're telling me that same type of thing happens with everybody who was a prophet moving forward after Moses?
No, I never said that.
Then how
Well,
can
All
all
I
these
said,
prophets
I
be
will
just like
raise up a
that?
prophet from a what?
I'm gonna let I ask you go. I'm gonna let I ask you. Go ahead, go, my man. It's your show, man.
Bo, you just referenced that people that speak the words of the Most High out of their mouth are like unto Moses. Correct?
That's correct.
So that means every prophet in the Bible is like unto Moses, according to you, right?
Every prophet that spoke God's words, because there's also false prophets. So not every prophet. There's
I
prophets
understand
that
what you're
spoke
saying, but
lies.
this is
So
simple.
like I said, the prophet that had the prophet like Jeremiah, Ezekiel, all the prophets who spoke God's words fit this criteria. But where does Jesus fit it at?
But
Like there's
here's
a
the problem.
criteria.
Then.
If we're gonna say Jesus,
Here's the problem. We can't just say every prophet did that because Deuteronomy 18 isn't plurality. It's not a plurality type of prophecy. It's talking about one person. Let me read it one more time.
this prophet they're talking about Joshua. We already established that.
No, we
Joshua.
didn't. No,
What
sir.
don't you
No, we
understand
did
about
not. No, we did not.
That's the next prophet that came after Moses.
Hold on.
Like, why would it be somebody
let
else?
me do this real quick. Real quick.
Did he say I'm gonna do this in the end times, or did he say I will do this? Like when was this? Was this end time prophecy?
Let's deal with the whole Joshua aspect. So in Deuteronomy 34, why does it say what it say though?
He didn't speak to the other prophets face to face.
I got you.
Because if that was supposed to be just a succession of prophets, why does Deuteronomy 34 say what it says?
No.
Like it's so specific.
No, brother, I never said that says a succession of prophets. What I said was that prophecy is about Joshua. And what y'all asked was that fit the other prophets? And the answer is yes, other prophets fit that criteria too. But that prophecy is about Joshua. That's the next prophet that he raised up.
Sir,
That's
it can't be. It can't be.
But hold on, guys. Let me deal with this one thing real fast. Could you explain why it says what it says in Deuteronomy 34 and 10 through 12? What does that mean?
That means that he didn't speak to the other prophets face to face. That's what that means.
So that separates Moses apart from all the rest of the prophets, correct?
That's right. That's right. That's correct. But that don't mean all of the prophets wasn't like Moses.
Okay,
was
so
all of the prophets like Moses
right there?
in the sense that they spoke God's words?
Was Joshua right there?
Was Joshua what?
When this was happening right here in Deuteronomy 34, was Joshua right there when that happened?
I'm not sure. Was he? You tell me.
I mean, it says it in verse 9.
You talking about 34, chapter 34?
34 and verse 9 is giving Joshua his flowers. And then after it gives Joshua his flowers, it says there rose not a prophet up like unto Moses. This is written after the time of Joshua. So if he was like unto Moses, then how does he fit Deuteronomy 18:18? Hello?
let me say this again, right? Let me say this again. Just because God didn't speak to him face to face doesn't mean he wasn't like Moses. That's all
Yes,
that
it does.
means. I'm gonna raise up a prophet like you and put my words in him. So what is a prophet? A prophet is somebody that's speaking God's words to the people. So in that sense, all of the prophets are like. I don't understand what's the problem with understanding that.
Hey, Ash, I'm gonna make it simpler. I'm gonna make it even simpler for him. So what verse 10, what does verse 10 mean?
It's on the screen.
Yeah.
Once again, right? Once again, he didn't speak to no other prophet face to face. That's all that means. That's not what's the
no, that's not the end part of it. I mean the beginning part of it.
There arose not a prophet since in Israel like unto Moses, whom the Lord knew face to face.
Isn't that not the same verbiage in Deuteronomy 18:18?
The fact that you're not understanding this, right? The fact that he didn't know them face to face is what makes Moses different. But there's still a prophet like Moses. That's not hard to understand. Like you act like this is what I'm saying. Y'all act like this is a stretch, that this is Joshua, and y'all stretch this all the way to the New Testament.
I mean,
where does this say? Where in that verse does it describe Jesus when it says, "I'm gonna raise up a prophet like unto you"? Is Jesus a prophet that he's raising up, or is that a virgin birth?
But did Jesus? First of all, we don't believe in that. But did Jesus give a prophecy?
Did Jesus prophesy?
Yeah, did he give
a lot of prophecies?
So how does he not fit this in? People, right? So how does it not fit this in, Bo?
Because he was a false prophet, because he contradicted the law of Moses, and that's easy to prove.
Wait, hold up, Bo. So he gave a true prophecy
that was funny to you?
And some false prophecies?
No, I didn't say he gave no true prophecy. I said he was a false prophet. I never said anything he said was true.
So when he prophesied about 70 AD, that's a false prophecy?
Of course it is. That's why that's not in the Bible. Nowhere.
70 AD happened after the Bible. What are you talking about? Of course it's not going to be there.
Wow.
Let me say this again. 70 AD is not in the Bible. Okay?
That's actually not true, though, but okay.
It's not in the Old Testament? It's not in the Old Testament?
It's not in no Bible.
It's not in no Bible.
No, it's not in no Bible at all.
It's not in the Old Testament?
No, it's not. How many times you gonna ask that question?
So, I mean, I asked you want to deal with it, or do
you want to?
Yeah, you deal with it.
I mean, we don't have to, but the point is this.
Go to chapter.
All right,
we'll
let's go to real quick.
We don't have to go there. We don't have. We can go there. We don't have to go there. I want to make this clear. Hold up, Bo. I want to make this clear before we go there.
You didn't go to Daniel 9. You went to Daniel 9 just now.
Hold up. Right.
You went to Daniel 9 to prove that?
Yeah, and it's really gonna be bad for you. But hold up, Bo. So if we go to a prophecy that if Christ gave a prophecy and it happened, right? Does that make him a prophet now?
How can he? What prophecy? Like,
brother, it's a yes or no question.
Y'all saying he's not a prophet. He's not a prophet.
Bro, that's not what I asked you though. That's not what I asked you though. I asked you if we show you
what you asked.
If we show you Christ giving a prophecy and it happens, does that make him a prophet?
A prophecy that happened in our time? Is that what you're saying?
I'm saying a prophecy that you can see historically.
That I can see what? Historically?
Matter of fact, it doesn't even matter what time period. If we show you a prophecy he gave and it came true, does that mean he's a prophet? I'm asking you this is an honesty check.
All right, I'm asking you, came true how? Like, came true in our time? Or you saying some history?
Bro,
no, you're not answering me. I'm going to answer the question. Something that came true in our time, is that what you're saying? Or something that came true?
Something that came true.
He's just talking in general. So if Christ gives a prophecy and it comes to pass, will that make him a prophet?
Yes, definitely.
Okay, that's all we need.
Thank God. Go ahead, Ayash.
All praise to the Most High. All right. And this is like a double-edged sword for him. He just doesn't know. I mean, never mind. I'm not going to insult the brother anymore. I'm just going to read the Bible. This is the Bible, Daniel 9. Do you believe in Daniel 9? Are you one of those guys?
39 books, so of course.
Okay. All right.
No,
let's just go through it together. Let's just go through it
39.
together. We'll go through it together.
Let's do that.
And then we can break it down. You can break it down. Hopefully we can come to a conclusion. And like I say, you can get to your next question, referencing the New Testament. This is Daniel 9:24. 70 weeks are determined upon thy people and upon the holy city to finish the transgression and to make an end of sins and to make reconciliation for iniquity and to bring in everlasting righteousness and to seal up the vision and prophecy. That's the key phrase, to seal up the vision and prophecy, meaning it's going to happen, and to anoint the most holy. What does this mean to you?
This is all future prophecy. These are things that never happened yet. What does it mean to you?
This hasn't happened yet?
Of course not.
Okay.
Are you reading the same thing I'm reading? Like what you reading?
Yeah, I just want to know what you're going to say. That's all. I just want to know what you're going to say. No problem. We'll get to the breakdown in a second. Know therefore and understand that from the going forth of the commandment to restore and to build Jerusalem unto the Messiah, the Prince, shall be 7 weeks and 62 weeks. What does that mean?
So are you saying that Messiah, the Prince, is Jesus? Are we saying that's Jesus?
We want to know what they mean.
You're not saying that's Jesus.
We're asking you what your exegesis is of the text, brother.
That's
what does 7 weeks mean? What does
these are all?
Wait, hold on.
Those are all. These are all future prophecies that did not happen yet. Did I stutter the first time? Like they didn't happen yet, brother.
Well, I have to ask him this. So you're saying it didn't happen yet, right?
Yes, that's what's called future prophecies. Is
okay,
it the future yet?
So what does it look like when it's fulfilled?
It's gonna look like that. All of those things that happen is gonna come to pass, which they have not happened yet.
Go ahead, Ayash. Go ahead.
All right. All right. So
yo, what's the joke? I want to be in on the joke too, though. What's the joke?
No, you go.
You're already in on it.
Nah, brother, hold on.
We're just having fun, bro. We're just having fun, bro. It's good. Listen, we just want to know.
Have fun too, though.
Okay, so these 3 score 2
jokes. Let's tell jokes.
Okay, bro, that's fine. These 3 score in 2 weeks shall my bad. Verse 25. Hold on. From the going forth of the commandment to restore and build Jerusalem. When did that happen? Or when will that happen?
That has not happened yet.
When will it happen? What does it look like? Is that when we get brought into the land?
Will happen. That's correct.
Okay, and it says, unto the Messiah, the Prince shall be 7 weeks and 62 weeks. What is that talking about? Are these literal weeks?
This is all future prophecy.
Are they
you
literal?
Asking me who the Messiah is in this?
I'm asking you, are these literal weeks?
That's what you're asking me? Yes, those are literal weeks, and we don't have no reason to believe that they mean anything other than weeks. Y'all get these crazy doctrines and start turning weeks into years and centuries and all that. No, it says weeks. We add into it, and that's there's nowhere in the that says to interpret a week as a year. So why is it convenient to do that here?
So you're telling me
let's do it in the Bible, but that's not a problem.
Yeah, so Bo, is the Messiah going to bring us back into the land?
No.
Whoa.
So is the Messiah going to be there when we get brought back?
See, y'all idea of the Messiah is not the same as me. This Messiah, the Prince, is a person. That's why this person was only mentioned one time, twice in the book of Daniel, in this verse. Never again their Messiah mentioned by name in the Old Testament.
There is.
So that's why, because chapter and verse show me Messiah anywhere other than Daniel 9 right now. Chapter and verse. The word Messiah anywhere in the Old Testament.
Sir.
It's not there.
We're getting away from the reference point of your question, but it's not a problem. We're going to read the rest of this real quick, because that question, I mean, it's not going to prove anything, because you don't. First of all, just because it doesn't say Messiah doesn't mean it's not about the Messiah in prophecy. But whatever. Let's just read this.
Okay.
You're just going off. Oh, it doesn't say verbatim Messiah. That doesn't mean it's not talking about the Messiah. But that's. I mean, anyways, let's just keep reading. And after 62 weeks, shall Messiah be cut off? So let's talk about the Messiah dying. So you mean to tell me we're going to go back to the land, build up the walls, and the Messiah is going to die? Is that what you're saying?
When you say the Messiah is going to die, what you don't understand is who's going to lead us back into the land is God, not no Messiah. That's not what's prophesied.
Great. The Bible verse I'm reading says the Messiah shall be cut off. When is that going to happen?
What it says is that this person is not going to this person is never supposedly going to bring us any type of salvation nowhere in this text. So
Yo,
say,
this is crazy, bro.
Hold on.
Completely, bro.
Just show me in the text. That's all. Just show me in the text.
You just read from the question.
It's right on the screen.
I know
it's right on the screen. Show me in the text.
No, we just followed your line of logic. Bo, that's conjecture first and foremost. We're talking about the verse we're reading, sir. Of course, you don't believe in Jesus. Of course, you don't believe he's going to save anybody. That is perfectly fine. The Bible verse I just read says the Messiah is going to be cut off. And the verse before this says we're going to restore and build Jerusalem. You said it's going to happen in the future when we get back. So, of course, the same context is about the same context you're believing in. Meaning, once we get back to the land, the Messiah is going to be cut off and die. And now you're talking about he's not going to save anybody. Like, that's irrelevant. The Messiah is going to be dead when we get back to the land.
Hold on, I don't know what you just said.
Sir, is the Messiah going to die when we get back to the land? Is the Messiah going to die when we get back to Jerusalem?
It said what it says. First of all, what it says is he's going to be cut off. So if you interpret that as him dying, that's how you interpret it. I don't know.
What's your interpretation?
He's going to be cut off. That's what it says.
What does it mean?
That he's going to be cut off. There was people.
What does it mean?
Let me ask you something. Do you know that there was people that was cut off? I'm answering your question. Man. Keep your mouth closed for like 5 seconds. You get an answer. Do you know that people in the Bible that been cut off from the congregation was still alive, right? They was just cut off. You know that, right? So being cut off does not necessarily mean dead, right? You know that, right?
Oh my God!
Or did you just learn that?
Sure. That's fine. So is that what you're saying?
Are you going to other languages? Yeah, I don't deal with those.
So you don't believe in definitions? So we can just interpret it how we feel.
No,
right?
I don't believe in fake Jews defining the Bible.
Back away from the mic a little bit. You sound so distorted. There you go.
All right. Thank you. Yo, look. Y'all know fake Jews wrote this blue letter Bible, right? That this whole website is fake Jews, right? You know that if you ask them who the real people are, no, these are fake Jews. Look into it. These are fake Jews. And it doesn't matter if they Caucasian. What happened? Say that again.
I said they're not Jewish. They're just regular Caucasians, and that's besides the point.
No, these are Jews. These are fake Jews that publish this whole website. Yes, they are. Yeah, they are. But what difference do it make? Because they're not prophets. So why are we going to them for interpretation of scripture? That's where y'all go off.
Okay, wait.
Y'all think that white people is here to interpret.
Oh, move the mic back, bro.
That's not their job.
But watch this, right?
Their job is not to interpret scripture.
Bo, I got you. We're not going to it to interpret. So when you look at the way this book is compiled, we know is the Bible nowadays. It comes from these Hebrew and Greek texts, right? For you don't deal with the New Testament, so just Hebrew text.
No, he doesn't believe in Hebrew though. He believes our original language is English.
That's fine. Wait, that's ridiculous.
Exactly.
Really?
That's what we started with before you got here. He doesn't believe in no English.
Bro,
That's why
no,
I went with
no,
Isaiah
no.
19.
Hold on, let's deal with that. Hold on, let's deal with that. You say that's ridiculous, right? But you believe what white people
Very.
told you about the language that you speak. That's
No,
not
no, we
ridiculous.
don't. No, we
They didn't
don't.
tell us.
No.
Like you can't prove, you
Sir,
can't
sir,
prove,
sir, sir.
you can't prove nothing to believe about the English language. But you telling me my belief is ridiculous.
I'm saying
First
it's
of all,
ridiculous
understand
because
first of all,
these same Caucasians can learn Hebrew from an actual Israelite, and now they know Hebrew. What are you
So
talking
that's the
about?
story that you think. That's what you think happened.
I'm saying that's a
Or do
logical
you
thing
know?
that can happen.
Have you ever met a white person that learned Hebrew from an
It doesn't
Israelite,
matter if I met a white
or is
person
it the
that
other way around?
knows Hebrew. It doesn't matter.
Yeah,
The
it does
fact
matter.
that we have Rosetta Stone and you
bringing
can
up
learn a
better
language right now
situation.
shows you somebody can learn another language.
All right, let me
yeah,
ask you this.
kind of like how we're
Let's say
scattered into all
Bonkers as
nations,
hell.
speaking all type of languages. Does that mean
What
the Israelites? Every Israelite that doesn't speak English is an Israelite according to him, then, right? Because English
That's
is our
not what I
language.
said. What are you talking about?
So if an Israelite is in Guyana, French Guyana, and they're speaking French, reading the Bible, are they Israelites?
Israelite is an Israelite no matter what language they speak. You should know that. Why are you asking
Oh,
that?
because
That
you
makes
just
sense.
said
That question makes sense.
you just told me Moses spoke English, and now our language is English, and I said it's a language that came in
I said
English.
that's my belief. Yeah, I said
What's
that's my
that?
belief. I said that's my belief. I said
Brother,
it's my belief that Moses spoke this language, and I said the Canaanite language was possibly this language. That's what I said. So quote
The
me right.
language that
That's
came
what I
in
said.
English comes from
And
England.
none of y'all could go to chapter and verse and prove nothing I'm
It's
saying
about
is
to be bad.
wrong.
Watch
In
this.
order
Watch
for me
this.
to prove I'm wrong, y'all go right back to white people.
Watch this. Now you're
Like
saying
the
we go
white
right
people
back to
is
white
really
people.
y'all leaders.
But watch this. You say we go back to white
Yeah,
people
because that's your
no
leaders.
English. Bo, let me
That's
finish.
who's
Right?
really-
Let me finish. You
Yeah,
hold up, Bo.
yeah, that's what I said.
Bo, hold up. So you say we go back to white people to get interpretations of words, right? Namely the Hebrew. Now you say Moses spoke this language. That's what you believe. This language is English. Where does English come from? England. Who are the English? Hello?
So you saying that? Are you listening?
This is crazy. This is crazy.
So look. The problem is you can't fathom the idea of somebody stealing something and changing the name. Like you can't fathom that. Are you a
No,
grown man?
that's not true. That's not true.
What a straw man argument that
That's not
is.
true. That's not true.
So you just said this is English because it's from England. Like they couldn't just name it
Yeah.
anything they wanted to if it's in their hands.
I mean, either way,
Can
that's
anybody
where it comes
answer
from,
this?
right?
Why,
Well, no.
look,
You have to answer
why
our
would
question,
white
sir.
people come over here? What's your question?
Yeah, we asked you a couple different questions, and you ran from that. Like I said, if you don't want to go to the Hebrew lexicon, fine.
Nah, ask him
What's that?
again. What?
Yeah, ask your question again.
I ain't hear you, man.
I mean, I was gonna ask him about the Hebrew, but if he's gonna say he doesn't believe in matter of fact, this is a part of it. So, what is the Masoretic text?
He doesn't believe in that.
Yeah, he don't believe in that.
King James got the Bible from other English people, and they got it passed down in English from who knows how long ago. That's what he said earlier.
Is that what you believe?
Yeah, because we asked him about
correct.
the King James, and I asked him where the King James Bible came from. He said, "Well, in Deuteronomy, the kings are supposed to, write the law." And I said, "Okay, that's fine, but what about the other books?" Then he said, "Oh, he got it from another Israelite king that spoke English." That's what he said.
It's so many problems, Bo. I mean,
Hey,
I don't know where to start.
But look, brother. Check this out. Check this out. The problem is that you can't dispute it with chapter and verse. The only thing you could dispute it is what other white people said about what white people did. Now watch.
But that's not true.
Dispute it. Let me hear you dispute anything I'm saying.
Okay, we're talking about what we're disputing. You made a thing about cutting off, not meaning, basically meaning the same thing we see like in the law with like Leviticus or Deuteronomy. There's different types of being cut off. Even in the law, there's different types of being cut off. Matter of
That's
fact,
right.
matter of
That's what I
fact, when
said.
you look, so when you and Bo, if that's true, if what I'm saying is true, how do we then know what cutoff means in this text right here?
Exactly.
We don't.
Huh?
Okay.
So why are you
I agree with
telling
that.
us we're wrong then?
I agree with that.
This is crazy.
What I'm saying is, what I said was, if you listen, when you rewind this back, listen to all the things you claim I said and what I really said, right? And then,
But we
let's
asked you what you believe.
write me a message and apologize for every time.
But
Yo,
Bo,
look,
but Bo, the
what
problem
I
with
said
that, the problem with that statement is we
cutoff
asked
does
you what
not
you believe in.
necessarily mean. What I said was cutoff does not necessarily mean die. That's what I said. That was my words.
And then you agreed with me when I went to the law when it talks about being cut off. It doesn't just mean like you're excommunicated. It can also mean you die.
Can you show that anywhere in the text where cut off means die?
Yeah,
if
but
you can
also
show that, then you're right. But if not,
here's the thing, Bo. You agreed with that prior, though.
You can't show that. You just made that up.
But Bo, you just agreed with that, though.
It could mean different things. I agreed that it could mean different things.
How can we make that? How can we make that determination?
For instance, what?
How do we make that determination? What type of cutoff it is? The context, right?
That's correct.
Okay. So there is a context where cutoff means people die or somebody being dead or killed.
So, all right. So look, whether he died or not, like I don't understand why that's important anyway. This is all future prophecy.
Well,
this is all correction.
Well,
that's all time prophecy.
That's what we're disproving now, because you're saying that this is future prophecy. We started off with the verse ahead saying that, well, we said the weeks aren't years, but we can disprove that. We'll get to that in a second if that's what's what we need to prove. But the second verse, know therefore and understand that from the going forth of the commandment to restore and build Jerusalem unto the Messiah, the prince shall be 7 weeks. Meaning, well, from what your standpoint is, this is going to happen in the future. We're going to build up the kingdom, and the Messiah is going to come within this particular time frame. And then it says the street shall be built again and the wall, even in troublous times, meaning we're going to be in trouble, going through affliction of some sort. And this is the proof, verse 26. And after 62 weeks shall the Messiah be cut off, but not for himself. So even to tell me he's being cut off, being thrown outside the congregation, walking around the outskirts of Israel, but for everybody, does that make sense?
He was cut off or not for himself. Okay, I'm saying. So, are you trying to make this into Jesus? Is that what you're doing?
No, I want to know.
We was proving 70 AD.
We will. This is the same context. I just want along the way to get 70 AD. I just want to know what you believe about these 4 verses, particularly this right now. You're saying cut off doesn't mean die. So okay, let's just put the other version of cut off. The cut off means be outside the congregation or outside of the land, but not for himself. Can you add that up here? Can you make it make sense here?
Okay, I don't know
how that works.
It doesn't, to me, either. Whatever your interpretation of that is, it doesn't really change that this is end time prophecy, and it didn't happen yet.
Yeah. But what is cut off mean right here?
If he died, he died. If he didn't, he didn't.
Let's just do this.
Why don't we
walk through it?
He got cut off from the
commandment to rebuild Jerusalem.
It could possibly mean he got cut off from the people. Like that's not. I just.
But it says, but not for himself though. So how is he's representing the entire people group. So everybody's cut off by this one person, because that's what you're trying to say, and it doesn't make sense.
I don't understand where you're going with this.
It's not a problem.
I wanted to walk through it, but you're saying it's going to be so. Watch this, right? So, Bo, you're saying this is future prophecy. So, in future prophecy, is our temple going to be destroyed again?
Is our temple going to be destroyed in the future?
Yeah, when we get brought back into the land, is our temple going to be destroyed again?
Is that what the prophecy says?
I mean, I'm asking you that question, though, based off of what you've learned with the Bible and with the prophecies.
It says it right there. It's verse 26. It says it right there.
Brother.
Shall come to destroy the city.
Wait. I ask real quick. So I'm asking you, like, when you read the other prophecies, like Ezekiel 37, where it talks about us being brought into the land, and the Lord shall dwell with, basically God shall dwell with us, with the temple or the tabernacle and things like that. You're telling me that same tabernacle we read in Ezekiel 37 is going to be destroyed?
I'm telling you that all of this is end time prophecy. So none of this happens yet.
I agree with that part already. I'm asking you regarding prophecy just in general.
And obviously, listen, if none of this happened yet, then obviously this is going to happen in the future. So I don't understand where we disagreeing at. You saying this happened already?
So hold up, Bo.
Trying to understand
somebody up there saying that this happened already.
Like this is what I mean about people like you spend so much time trying to attack instead of building up a defense in your theology. I'm asking you, when you read the prophecies,
no,
Bo, chill out. Let me get this out so you can adequately answer me. So when you read in Ezekiel, like namely 35, even 34, right, where it talks about us being brought back into our land, that's future prophecy. So in those two prophecies, it talks about really just 37 talks about our tabernacle being there and we're dwelling forever.
I got it right here.
Yeah, go ahead and read that for me.
It says,
Let me put it on the screen. Let me put it up on the screen.
Yeah, it starts at Ezekiel 37 and 26.
And then we're going to come back to Daniel 9 and see if that works.
Yeah, you can pull it up for the people. Let me give y'all the view to all the viewership and with Bo. You know, oh, Lordson is up. Oh no, that's you. I'm talking about Lando. I'm thinking of Lando. My bad. Mm-hmm. Ezekiel 37. Here we go. Let's just go here.
Yeah, 37 to 26.
Go ahead. You can go ahead.
It says, moreover, I will make a covenant of peace with them. It shall be an everlasting covenant with them. And I will place them and multiply them, and will set my sanctuary in the midst of them forevermore.
Mm-hmm. That's the tabernacle, right? I'm talking to you, Bo.
Say that again.
Is that where it talks about him placing the sanctuary in the midst of us forevermore? That's talking about the temple, correct? Or the tabernacle?
Yeah, that's correct.
Okay, this is future prophecy. It says, matter of fact, I'm gonna read it again. I just want to clarify something. Moreover, I will make a covenant of peace with them. It shall be an everlasting covenant with them, and I will place them and multiply them and set my sanctuary in the midst of them forevermore. So this temple or tabernacle is going to be in the midst of us forevermore. So let's go back to Daniel chapter 9, because you believe that's a future prophecy from now. Go back to Daniel chapter 9 and read the last verse.
I got you. 1 second. Let's go back to Daniel 9. Where are we at? 26.
Yeah, whatever the last verse is. 27.
Oh, 27?
Yes, sir.
And Daniel 9:27, and he shall confirm the covenant with many for 1 week, and in the midst of the week he shall cause the sacrifice and the oblation to cease. And for the overspreading of abominations he shall make it desolate, even unto the consummation, and that determined shall be poured upon the desolate.
So, Bo, if you believe this is a future prophecy, and we just read a future prophecy in Ezekiel 37 about the temple or tabernacle or sanctuary in the midst of us forevermore, this right here says this person is going to stop the sacrifices and stop the oblations. That's the temple. That's a blatant contradiction in your theology.
No, it's not. These are all happening in a timeline. You don't understand that everybody that get brought back is not only 2/3 of the people. 2/3 of the people will be cut off. So in these times right here, this is all end time prophecy. See, when you mix it up, when you get mixed up in that book of Revelations, then you don't know what end time prophecy is.
Sir,
What a dodge that is.
We're not waiting.
Yeah,
Let me talk. Yo. We're not waiting for angels to be free out of the river and all that. We waiting for these things to happen. So this is real end time prophecy. So
Okay,
when you
so
try to make this in the 70 AD, how is this 70 AD? And is that y'all saying the Messiah was Jesus?
But we're not talking
I
about
don't get
Jesus.
what
We're
y'all
talking
saying.
about what you believe in. Stop doing that. That's ridiculous.
I just told you what I
Okay.
believe in. Now, what you believe in? What
Okay.
you
So
saying is
hold on, guys, just real fast. I asked you about end time prophecy, though. Is Ezekiel 37 not end time prophecy?
Of course it is.
Yes. Okay.
What's
So
that?
in Ezekiel 37, are we gathered at that time?
Of course.
Are we cleansed, and are we walking in the statutes of the Most High?
In Ezekiel 37,
Yes.
did you read it?
It says
exactly
it. I
what
mean,
it
I
says.
can read it real fast so we can stay right here. I'm gonna read it
Maybe
real
I
fast.
disagree with that.
Right? Ezekiel
I don't
37.
disagree with that. So it don't make no sense.
Oh, you don't disagree with that?
That Ezekiel 37 is end time. Like, what are you asking me? It's all written right there.
You have to walk with me, bro.
That's what I believe.
Okay, right now I asked you, are we going to be keeping the commandments at that time after we gathered and brought in our land?
When we gather and in our land, his laws will be written in our heart, brother. That's called the new covenant.
Yes, sir.
Never heard of that?
So we have that then, right?
Right. So you heard of the new covenant and you still ask that?
Okay, I'm trying to see what you believe in, but I really don't like to assume. So if you believe we're in the new covenant and he's made a covenant of peace with us, how is our temple being destroyed in Daniel chapter 9?
Because obviously this is before the new covenant.
But then we get the new covenant. What's bad about that, Bo, is we get the new covenant.
I
got you. Right.
Man.
Wait a minute, real quick, Bo.
I got a preset.
Go ahead, Tazarab.
Go ahead.
I got the kill shot, but go ahead.
Ezekiel 20 and 37. It says, oh, my bad. You want to pull it up? Or you want me to just
I can pull it up real quick. 20 and 37?
Yeah.
All right, I got you. I definitely want to show the people what we're reading as well. And Bo, like I said, so you can see it.
I don't know if y'all peeped, but Bo said that after we read Ezekiel 37 and we went back to Daniel 9, he says that we're conflating two times. And then he brought out the book of Revelation as if we read the book of Revelation.
Which we didn't.
So he kind of ran from that. And then he agreed that Ezekiel 37 is the same time as Daniel 9. But we're trying to make sense of why is the temple going to be built in the kingdom, and then the Messiah is going to be killed or cut off, and then the temple is going to be destroyed after that. That's what we're trying to figure out.
Yeah.
On top of the verbiage saying it's going to be there forevermore.
That part.
All right, that's a good question. Now look, what y'all missing is the Zechariah 13 and 9 area of this whole end time prophecy. It's not just us coming back to the land and everything is good. It's us coming back into the land and being put through the fire. That's what Zechariah 13 and 9 is talking about. So when you see these verses right here, that's going along with those hard times that we're going to go through even when we go back into the land. This is what end time prophecy is. You can't just read one verse in one book and run. You got to go through the whole Old Testament.
But
and you got to just and I don't know what the brother said I was running from.
Wait, here's the thing. Watch this right. Ezekiel 37, which we read, and I purposely didn't read this. I feel like we're going to say something like that. The next verse in Ezekiel 37
you breaking up, Yadi. You breaking up.
You hear me?
I think you froze on my screen. Oh, there you go.
Don't tell me I froze.
Yeah, you breaking up.
You lagging a little bit. I think you lagging a little bit on your end.
Can you hear me now?
Yeah, I think you got a little static, but go ahead.
Okay, so what I'm saying is I intentionally didn't read this next part in Ezekiel 37 because I felt he might say this. It says, moreover, I will make a covenant of peace with them. It shall be an everlasting covenant. I will bless them and multiply them, and will set my sanctuary in the midst of them forevermore. I didn't harp on this point, but it said a covenant of peace. How is it going to be troublous times when we have a covenant of peace?
You asking me that?
Yes.
All right. So what I'm gonna tell you again, right, is when you see in Ezekiel 37, right, or whatever passage you read, when you're seeing that, you're not seeing just a direct timeline of this happened, that happened, this happened, that happened. It's all of the different prophecies that you put together that picture of what's happening in the end time. That's why it says precept upon precept, line upon line. It didn't say run to the New Testament every time something is you don't understand something. It's precept upon precept, line upon line.
We
And
didn't run
so
to the New
when we
Testament,
go,
sir.
when we look, what?
And but that's not his question.
We
His
didn't
question.
run to the New Testament. Like we're going to the prophecies that you believe in, trying to make sense of what you believe in as well, and putting it together. And of course, we don't agree,
Are you
but it's
trying to
not a
make
problem.
sense of it? Or are you trying to refute it?
Well, no, we're trying to make sense of what you
What
believe
you
in,
trying to make sense?
and then refuting what you believe in. That's what we're doing. Because
Right,
what you're
right,
saying doesn't
exactly,
make sense,
exactly.
sir. What you're saying doesn't make sense. And we understand it. Like I said, it's not a problem. We're trying to get an understanding, and then we're going to break down your understanding and how some of it doesn't make sense. That's all. But go ahead, Tyler.
Yeah, Bo, do you know what Yadi just asked you? What his question was?
We ask me again, brother.
Bo, you do realize that this is a reoccurring problem, that he keeps asking you a question and you still are not understanding what his question is.
I feel like you understand it.
No,
You
no,
just
no.
didn't
I
want
don't
to
think.
answer
I
it.
think y'all
Yeah.
might not be understanding the answer. What's the question? Ask me a question, and I'll give you an answer.
The question is as soon as we're delivered from wherever we're at, wherever we're gathered from, we're going to be brought under the rod of the covenant, right? And then that covenant is made with when we make the covenant with the Lord, it's a covenant of peace. So there's not going to be troublous times. In Daniel 9, it talks about troublous times.
So when he's saying that he's not going to let all of these people into the land, does that sound troublous to you, or does that sound peaceful? That 2/3 of the people is going to get cut off. Does that sound troublous to you?
This happens after that.
Exactly.
That's the point.
Hold on. What?
This
What happens
I'm
after
reading
You're
is
referring
Ezekiel
to
37
Zechariah
happens
8.
after
Was it Zechariah 8 or Zechariah 13?
Zechariah 13 and 8. That already happened.
Yeah, that happens before this, bro. That's the point.
Prove
Just
that.
how he says the timeline.
Show me that. Let me show that.
What's that?
Somebody
proof of
show
that-
me how Zechariah 13 and 8
Because
happened
the
before
proof of
Ezekiel
that is
37.
Ezekiel 20.
No, we're saying it's going to happen before that. Of course. How can we have a covenant of peace when our people are dying right next to us? It's just logic, sir.
These things are all happening in the same time. This is what I'm trying to tell y'all. He's gathering people from every country. How is that happening before anything else? Like, how
We
are we
didn't
going to
say
be
that.
in Israel before he gathered us?
We didn't say that, sir. We didn't say that.
But, hey, I found a way to really clarify this where it's really going to be problematic for him. When do we get the temple? When does that happen?
In the end, brother.
In Ezekiel 37, when do we get it?
Do they mention the temple in Ezekiel 37?
Yes, the sanctuary.
Lord,
the sanctuary is a temple.
So that's where we get it.
But that's after the covenant of peace, though.
Okay.
Yeah.
So how are we going to be in troublous times if we're in a covenant of peace already?
Prior to us getting into this covenant of peace, we're going to be in troublous times, brother. All of this is intertwined. When he gather us, it's not just going to be all sweet soon as he gather us. This is what I'm trying to tell you. I don't see what you don't understand.
But Bo, it says at the end of Daniel chapter 9, the temple is going to be destroyed. We don't have the temple when we immediately get there. We get that after the covenant.
Exactly.
So what you're saying is irrelevant.
Exactly. He's done.
So you're saying, hold on. Show me what you're saying in the text. because you just
I
you're
read it
saying
already.
things. But show me chapter. What
Can I
does
what-
it
let
read?
you read it?
That said anything? What
What part are you asking right now?
you saying that the temple, that the troublous times is not happening around this time of Ezekiel 37? Prove that. How can you prove that?
Oh yeah. Okay. Yeah, let's go back. Let's go back to that.
Yeah,
Let's go back. Let's go back to Daniel. What was you gonna say?
if you read up in verse or in chapter 37, it tells you this covenant of peace, and then after that is a sanctuary.
Yeah, that's exactly what Yadi just said. But Daniel 9 says, right when we read earlier, verse 25, know therefore and understand that from the going forth of the commandment to restore and build Jerusalem. So we're going to get a commandment to build the kingdom. The Messiah is going to be there, and we're going to build the walls, and even in troublous times. That's not prophecy of in time, sir. It's impossible.
So you're saying that Daniel 9 is not end time prophecy? So what is it?
No, it
Explain
already
that.
happened.
It already happened.
It already happened.
Oh, it happened already. So the Messiah
Yes.
is Jesus. Is that what you're saying? So Jesus
Hey.
got cut off, and then what? How does
What do you
this
mean?
tie into the New Testament? He got cut off after 3 weeks. So after 62 weeks, Jesus got cut off, and then what happened?
Sir, that's another part we wanted to get to, because you're trying to make it seem like weeks don't mean something different. Let's just go here. And I'm gonna prove that right now. Genesis, was that 29? Genesis 29 and 27. Fulfill her week, and we will give thee this also for the service which thou shalt serve with me yet 7 other years. A week is 7 years here,
Right.
sir. Right or
You know what that
wrong?
means? No, that's not what it means. See, and y'all misread this verse. So that's what your whole theory is hanging on that verse. Because let me clarify for you. Let's go to that. Let me go to that.
Yeah, please
Wow,
do.
brother,
This is crazy. Let me keep reading real quick.
Look,
Hold on, let me keep reading.
Listen to this.
No. Let me keep reading. I didn't finish reading. I asked you that. You disagreed. Let me keep reading real quick, and then you can respond. Not a problem. And Jacob did also, and fulfilled her week, and he gave him Rachel his daughter to wife also. And Laban gave to Rachel his daughter Bilhah his handmaid to be her maid. And he went into also Rachel, and he loved also Rachel more than Leah, and served with him yet 7 other years.
Hey, now tell me when you finish so I can explain this.
Go ahead. I'm done.
Please do.
All right, cool. So look, when it says he fulfilled her week, that was a literal 7 days. He stayed 7 days with the first wife, right? Then he gave him Rachel, his daughter, to wife also, right? And now after that 1 week, he got, listen, hold on, let me talk. After that 1 week, he got both wives, right? And look, it says, and he went in also unto Rachel, right? And served with him yet 7 other years. So how long was he there? 14 years, right?
Yeah.
So with this 7 other years, are you saying that week was 7 years and then he served 7 more, so that made it 21? Or are you going to admit that you're wrong about this? And then you got to restructure everything you think about Daniel 9.
Nigga,
Because you thought this week
Crazy.
meant 7 years.
Sir.
You thought this week
Where'd you
meant
find
7
this?
years.
Sir.
Hold on.
That was the craziest bastardization I've ever seen of text ever.
I ain't gonna lie, bro. That was crazy, bro. That was crazy. First of
What the
all,
little fat on the bottom said?
sir,
No, what the little fat bottom said?
I said you bastardized text. That's what I said.
Sir. I thought we were being disrespectful, sir. Are we being disrespectful now?
Right now.
I
Sir,
said
are we
you
being
bastardized the text. Do I need to put my mic up to my mouth like how you do so you can hear me?
You should be on the treadmill right now.
I mean, actually, no, I shouldn't, because it's the Sabbath. Actually,
Let me explain this to you. Let me explain this verse to you. Once again, he fulfilled her that 7 days. Then he gave him
Where's it say that at?
also.
No, where's it say that at? Where's it say that at? No, where's it say that at?
Verse 20. And Jacob did so, and
Where?
fulfilled her
Where you
week.
reading that?
Verse 28.
Well, wait a minute. Go- Start at 27.
Listen, he said, fulfill her week, and we will give thee this also for the service which thou shalt serve me yet 7 other years. So you're saying that he's saying, fulfill whose week? Whose week is he telling him to fulfill? Because he already did the first 7 years, right?
No, he's doing it here.
No, he did the first 7 years, right?
No, he's doing
And
it where we're
so hold
reading,
on.
sir.
Listen. Verse 21. Give me my wife, my days are fulfilled. That's the first 7 years. Verse 21. Now let's go
No.
down.
Sir, hold on. Where does it say that at? Oh, it does say it's verse 20.
Verse 21.
He got tricked. That's what happened. He served
Listen,
7
he
years.
said, give me my wife, for
So
my
you just
days
cut
are
yourself
fulfilled. That
again.
means he did 7 years. He did 7 years
Exactly.
already at that point, right?
So,
All
so
right,
a
so
week
now
is
look, let's
7
go down to
years, right?
27.
Is a
Now
week
look.
7 years?
No, he did
No,
7 years. It didn't say he did a week. It said he
bro,
did his
bro,
days
start
are
at
fulfilled. He served
bro,
7
start at
years. What do
26.
y'all not?
It says, and Laban said, it must not be so done in our country to give the younger before the firstborn. He done already got tricked.
Right.
Fulfill her week. Whose week? Who's the
Leah's
her?
week. Leah. Leah is the her. Fulfill her week. That's who they talking about. He said it's
So
not good to give the younger before the firstborn. So he gave him the firstborn and said, fulfill her week, and
he
we will
already
give you
fulfilled
this
it.
all.
He already was tricked.
So listen, he did the 7 years, but he's saying for finish the week with her. Listen to what it's
Yeah,
saying.
which is
It's
7
right there.
years.
Fulfill
Which
her
is 7
week.
years.
Yo, listen, let me talk. Listen, let me talk, because you're trying to make a week into 7 years is not working, brother. You right now, you know you're wrong, but you just gonna stick to
That's what
the
the
line.
Bible says.
Listen, it's
That's
saying,
for OT
listen to me.
only.
I'm
And it's in English, so how
if
can
you be
you
quiet,
understand
yo,
English, sir? You can't
if you
understand
be
the
quiet for
language of
1 minute, I'm
our
gonna
interest.
prove it to you. If you be quiet for 1 minute, I'm gonna prove it to you right now.
Oh,
It
wow.
says, fulfill her week. He said, listen, 27. He said, fulfill her week, and I'll give you the other one. And he fulfilled her week, and he gave him Rachel also, right? So now you
What did he
think that
do?
means
What did
he
he do in that
fulfilled
week?
7 years. But then he stayed with the first wife for the first week, and then he got the second wife. Try to keep up, brother. This is not that
He
hard.
stayed with her?
Now listen. He said, fulfill her week, and we will give thee this also for the service which thou shalt serve me yet other 7 years. So fulfill your
Exactly.
week with Leah, and then let me talk. Fulfill your week with Leah, and then we're gonna give you Rachel too. And then after we give you her, you got to do another 7 years. And so he's fulfilled her week, right? And then he gave him Rachel, right? So now if that other 7 years, if that week was 7 years, wouldn't that be 14 years already? But it's not. So when you go down to verse 30, and he went in also unto Rachel, and he loved also Rachel more than Leah, and served with him yet other 7 years. So after he got Rachel, he served another 7 years. So do you think it was 21 years, or do you just know that you're wrong now? And now you got to rethink Daniel 9.
That's
Which one?
irrelevant, sir. That's irrelevant, sir. Does a week
When
mean
you're wrong?
7 years or does it mean 7 days?
I just showed you. Now you're playing stupid, because I just
No, I'm
showed you.
not.
All of y'all know
You're
what
trying,
this verse means right now.
you're trying to add it up to
Yo, all
14
of
and
y'all,
21.
I
That's
just broke this verse
irrelevant.
down to y'all.
Let me
Does
ask
a
you
week
this real
mean
quick.
7 years or 7 days?
Bo,
Does
let
a
me
week
ask
7
you this
years or
real quick
7
though.
I
days?
broke this.
Let
I
me ask
just
you.
Does
broke
a
the
week
verse
7
down
years or
to
7
y'all.
days,
Now
bro?
y'all
That's
pretending
it.
y'all don't understand.
Hold up, Bo. What? No, now
A week is
what's the
7 days.
significance?
You knew that when
If
you was 10
hold
years
up,
old.
Bo.
Now
So
you
if
don't know.
Bo, hold up, Bo. So why would it use the terminology as a week and then mention 7 days? They're both divisible by 7. You don't think that's you don't think that's you
He
don't think
said
that's just a
a week.
coincidence?
Listen to me. Listen.
I mean, I asked you a
When
question
he
though.
said, and he went, I'm answering you. Chapter and verse 30. And he went in also unto Rachel. What did he do after he went unto Rachel? Served him yet another 7 years. So either you think they was together, he was with Laban for 21 years, or you know you was wrong. One or the other. Don't play stupid.
I mean, that's cool and all, but I asked you a question though.
What's the question?
Lord,
I just
you can't
answered
listen, bro.
anything you could possibly ask. Was
What
he there for
what I
21
asked you,
years
why,
or 14 years?
what's the significance of it saying a week there? If it's not relative to it talking about 7 years, what's the significance? It just, the Bible just randomly just says weeks right there, a week.
Yo, listen, look at your chat. Somebody's telling you in your chat. He fulfilled.
Don't worry
her
about the
week,
chat.
went in unto
Don't
Rachel.
worry about
Just
the
because you
chat.
brought your cheerleaders, that's cool. But I asked you a question,
They
bro.
trying to teach y'all. I don't
Bro,
have no
asked you a
cheerleaders
question,
there.
bro.
I don't know these people.
We're not worried about the chat. We're talking to you.
Why would it
I'm
say
talking
a
to
week
you.
and then say 7 years? You asked me
Bro,
why it would say a week and then say 7 years.
I'm saying, why
You
is it?
asking me?
What's the significance of it saying a week there if it's not relative to the 7 years?
Okay, because he wanted him to spend the whole week with Leah before he gave him Rachel. It's plain and
Substantiate
simple in
that.
the text.
Substantiate that with book, chapter, verse.
Let me read it again.
No, I mean, go
Let me read
somewhere
this
and prove that though. Not you
Where can we go
interpreting
to
it right
prove that
here.
it's right here?
I want you to
It's
show
not
me.
interpreted. It's all
Hold on.
right. Look,
I want you to show me where it says that though.
Let me read it again. Let me read it again. And he went in also unto Rachel. When was this? After the first 7 years. And he loved Rachel more than Leah and served with him yet 7 other years. That was the 14. So obviously, when he fulfilled her week after the 7 years was done, that could not possibly been 7 years because this would make it 21 years. This is simple
And that had nothing to do. That had nothing to do with my question at all, really. I didn't ask you to.
Okay.
I didn't ask you to interpret the verse again. I'm asking you. Matter of fact, let's just run it back. Right? I asked you, what's the significance of it saying a week there if it's not relative to the 7 years in the same verse? You said Laban wanted him to be with her for 7 days or a literal week. I asked you to show me that. Show me a verse that says that.
I just showed you. Fulfill her week, and then you'll get Rachel and serve another 7 years. Then he fulfilled her week. Then they gave him Rachel. Then he served another 7 years. That's simple.
Why we can't never find a smart OT only? Why does that just not exist?
I don't know, bro.
I'm smarter than your father. I'm smarter than your father, fat boy.
I mean, that's cool. That's cool.
I'm smarter than your father.
That's cool, but you live in a city that's dirty as though.
Watch your mouth.
Right? You got rats coming inside your house, inside your mama's house, and everywhere else.
He said that Moses spoke English.